What's up, boys? Alan here. Today, I'm scraped for content again, so I'm making another tier list. The last tier list I made, the Star Wars one, I posted last Friday, coincidentally. No, not a coincidence actually. It was planned. But the last one apparently had some people upset. The Star Wars one that I put Phantom Menace as the worst Star Wars movie. I thought that wasn't a hot take. I thought that was a fair take. Phantom Menace sucks. Besides that point, let's just rank the Marvel movies. Honestly, I mean, I like Marvel movies. Most of them are really good. Some of them are really bad. We don't have a tier for F. Add a row below. Yeah. And we're going to edit it to say F tier. Actually, James Corden. That's what you say. That's how you spell his name, right? I mean, even if it's not, he doesn't deserve like the recognition of a correct name spell. That's just how dumb he is. But I'm gonna look it up anyways. It is okay. I just hate James Corden so much. Did you see that one video of him, Camila Cabello, and a bunch of other people just dancing in the middle of L.A. on the street? Why would you do that? In what world is that socially acceptable that we let people do that? I mean, come on, that's messed up. Anyways, let's get into the rankings. Let's start off at the very beginning, the first ones. Iron Man. I liked Iron Man. I like Spider-Man more, but I like Iron Man, my second favorite hero. Third, Doctor Strange. Okay. Anyways, the first Iron Man movie is an A tier. I know people like to put it at S tier because of nostalgia and because it started off the MCU, but I mean, let's be honest, it wasn't great. It wasn't that good. You know, A tier is a fair one. It's fair, but it wasn't that good. The effects for 2008 were pretty incredible though. The next one, technically, it's Incredible Hulk. Since it's not even canon, I put it at D. I don't even think that thing's. I don't even think this is canon. Maybe it is because in What If there was a section where it actually part of this movie happened. So maybe it is canon. Maybe I just don't know what I'm talking about. Um, but it wasn't a good movie. It wasn't horrible, I guess. But I definitely prefer Mark Ruffalo to Edward Norton. I believe Norton was the actor for Bruce Banner in this. I like Mark Ruffalo more. He's got more personality, to say the least. That's all I have to say about it. It was just a bad movie. Next one would be Captain America. That's Winter Soldier. That's not the first Captain America. Okay, here we go. The first Avenger. I'm gonna move Iron Man and Captain America to B actually, because now that I think of it, there's a lot of better movies in here. So I think they're both B tier. Okay, that's fair because there are a lot more movies that should be higher. But Captain America: The First Avenger was a fun one. I watched it recently. Woke up really early one day. Was kind of tired, but I said, you know what? I'm gonna watch Captain America. It was good actually. I like Chris Evans as the actor for Captain America. He literally fits the mold perfectly. Especially like he's bigger than Hemsworth when he played Thor, which is incredible. But very charming, charismatic. I mean, everything you need in a superhero that's supposed to lead the free world against the quite little enemy of the free world in that movie. And it was just really cool. It was really nice to see it too. But B tier is fair. B tier is fair. Okay, so I'm gonna redo this because I clearly came in with no education. Iron Man 2, C tier. Why is it C tier? It wasn't a great movie. It really wasn't. I didn't enjoy it near as much as 1 or 3, and I know people don't like 3 for some reason. Um, but I enjoyed 3, but 2 wasn't great. Whiplash was okay. The change from Terrence Howard to Don Cheadle of War Machine was the biggest step up for anything Marvel did in their entirety of existence, in my opinion. Don Cheadle was meant to be War Machine. He can match Robert Downey Jr.'s quirky, just one-liners, just off top jokes, and it fits the tone perfectly for him. So I like that a lot. Black Widow in the movie, I like that a lot, especially as Scarlett Johansson. I like that a lot too. Nick Fury is Samuel, like that one. But overall, I didn't like the whole idea it was poisoning him, and then it treaded too long. It felt like there was 30 minutes that just didn't need to be in there, you know? I just went quiet for a second for some reason. I was reading a text, but it wasn't much better. The ending was okay, but it was only okay. Um, I mean, the whole Justin Hammer thing was very. How do I say this? Dead on arrival. Let's just say it led all this hype where Justin Hammer was trying to copy Tony Stark to ruin him. I mean, just for it to end up being nothing, really nothing. But like, why? Anyways, I'm getting too hung up over a movie. Iron Man 2 C tier. The next movie would be Thor, D tier, but it's canon, so it has to be higher. Should I put a D tier? Let me look at the rest of the movies. Yeah, for the one reason because they bleached his eyebrows and beard. Why? Marvel, why would you bleach his eyebrows and beard? He looks so dumb. But it feels so discoherent as a movie. And obviously Thor's meant to be like a Norse god and not supposed to know how humans act or speak. And then they did a pretty good job with that, I'll say. But it wasn't a great movie. The Thor movies have had one similar theme, and that most of them are some of the worst movies the MCU has ever created. However, when Thor is with other people, it's remarkable what they can do. It really is. But the first Thor movie wasn't great. The best part about it was the when Thor defeated the Destroyer and then went back to Asgard and fought Loki. That was the best part about it. The rest of it was kind of mid. It's just kind of mid. The Bifrost scene wasn't great either. But that's all I got to say about that. The first Avengers, A tier movie. In my opinion, it's the second best Avengers movie. I'm gonna get flack for that, but it is the second best Avengers movie. I mean, it was like a perfect conglomeration of like all these superheroes into one on the big screen. You didn't know how it would work, you didn't know how it feel, but they fit. I mean, almost perfectly. They fit almost so perfectly that it was scary how well the movie worked. Again, Mark Ruffalo in this movie really took the Hulk off, and Bruce Banner actually got personality here. You know, you had Robert Downey, the quirky one-liner guy that's really funny, and rich playboy, billionaire philanthropist, whatever he called himself. That was good. You had Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye. I like that. But of course, you saw him in Thor as Hawkeye too. But they just accumulated some of the biggest names in Marvel, and they put them together, and they made them work. You had Loki there too. You had the Chitauri, and then you had Thanos at the end. I mean, it was just such a great movie, such a good movie. But I'm getting too hung up over another movie, so let's just move on to the next one. After Avengers, was it Iron Man 3 or Dark World? I'm gonna do Dark World first. James Corden. Dark World is actually the worst movie Marvel has ever created and released. It's no big surprise. Let me move this down a little bit so you can see it. No big surprise. I mean, the plot was miserable. The story was even worse. The Dark Elves, really? I don't think anyone liked that. And the final scene was the worst out of any. But they did introduce the first Infinity Stone in that. Now you could say Avengers had the Mind Stone and the Space Stone in it. Whatever. They had two Infinity Stones in one place. Whatever. Right? I mean, it doesn't matter. This is the first true sign of the Infinity Stones. The Reality Stone. It was something of an upside, but it wasn't redeemable. Let's be honest. It couldn't redeem what it had. So, worst movie by far. Iron Man 3 is going to get a very low B tier. It's not better than the first, but it's better than the second. And the reason I say that is because the end scene was incredible. The last 20 minutes was incredible. But the rest of the movie was a little slow. Like, the first 20 minutes, good. It felt nice. Then they blew up his house and he went to Nashville, Tennessee. And then it's like, do you really have to do this for like an hour, dude? Just keep going. Keep going. I really like the Mark 42 suit that it could just break apart and come together. That was really cool. That was phenomenal, actually. But it's just a solid movie. Iron Man movies were a little underwhelming, I'll say. It wasn't the best. His movies weren't the best. However, Iron Man made the biggest impact. Okay, next one. No. Well, actually, I think didn't Guardians of the Galaxy come out 2014? I think it did. I think it did. Um, I'm just gonna put Guardians of the Galaxy at an A tier movie. I liked it. Now, I changed my opinion. I would have put it at right ab- right above Iron Man 3 in past years, but I rewatched it and I actually thought it was a very well made movie. Chris Pratt killed the role of Star Lord. You know, the big Mario killed Star Lord. I like Gamora. I also like Drax. Groot. Vin Diesel made a lot of money off Groot. You know that? Like 50 million in 3 or 4 movies. You know that? That's crazy. Anyways, and then you had Rocket. Rest in peace, the raccoon. But just a good movie, great thing, and it introduced the Power Stone, the second actual Infinity Stone actually shown, which was nice. It was really cool, and they actually showed it from the very beginning. Star Lord had the stone, Gamora wanted it, and Nebula was also trying to get it with her, but and then Ronan, Ronan the Destroyer or Conqueror, I don't know what his name was, but it was a very good movie, very funny. I mean, the jail scene was very funny. I rewatched it just for the jail scene, to be honest. Um. Anyways, next movie. It would have to be Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier is an S tier movie. I agree. I would have to say it is. I'm not gonna delve too deep into it. Come on, we know it's an S tier movie, right? I mean, come on. We know it's a great movie. It showed Bucky. Yeah, it showed Bucky. No, wait, whoa. Let me see. I messed up on the timeline. It doesn't matter. S tier, anyways. Next movie I'm gonna do is not Civil War. It's Age of Ultron. That's a C tier movie. Better than Iron Man 2. I mean, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch was a great addition. So was Ultron. But like, I mean, seriously? Come on now. I mean, come on now. It was just like Ultron was cool, but he was just underwhelming as a villain. He didn't seem like Ultron in the comics could conquer the entire universe, but Ultron in this movie could only want to destroy the planet. He didn't think bigger. He is literally the entirety of information on Earth, and he said, "Yeah, let's just wipe out everything on Earth." Yeah, that sounds fun. I mean, come on. That's just kind of weak sauce. I like the scene where they were just, partying and whatnot for like that 20 or the 10 minutes we didn't need to see it. I actually enjoyed it, but come on. It was weak stuff. Weak. Next movie would have to be Ant-Man. I'm going to do that one later. Ant-Man. The first Ant-Man's a B tier movie. Above Iron Man. I think it's a fair rating, right? Let me think. Because Ant-Man and the Wasp is definitely a D tier. But I like the first Ant-Man a lot. I can't put it A tier. I can't wholeheartedly put it A tier. But I can do this. No, I can't. Come on. I can't. I'll leave Ant-Man at B tier. I like Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd's a good actor. He plays a very well, okay. I want to say play, but I think he actually just portrays how he is in real life. He called Mjolnir Jonathan. What's Thor's hammer called? Jonathan. That's so funny. Paul Rudd is funny. He makes these movies good. If anyone else other than Paul Rudd was in it, it would not be fun. It wouldn't. But okay, so let me think. The Yellow Jacket was kind of dumb. I didn't like the Yellow Jacket. That being said, I love Hank Pym. I love Hope Pym. I like his friends. His prison friends. I thought the movie was really good. I don't know if I could actually leave it this level like this, but I'll leave it for now. I'll have to come back and further review it. I doubt I will. Next movie. I'm getting too caught up. Civil War, another S tier, an S tier product. I mean, they just put the kiss of death on this thing, right? This would come first, right? Yeah, the kiss of death right here. This was some heat. Overall, just having Iron Man's team and Captain America's team fight was incredible. Having Bucky with them, you had Black Panther, you had Spider-Man added. I mean, it was incredible. You had Berlin; they were all in Berlin just fighting and killing each other. I mean, again, adding Black Panther and Spider-Man was two of the biggest additions you could have added in the MCU. Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. But I mean, it was just massive. Plus, at the very end, where Tony finds out that Captain America knew that Bucky killed his parents and whatnot, and just the the devolvement of relationship and the tensions it caused there, it was phenomenal. Now I don't know if this one came first or not, but I'm gonna rank the next three accordingly. Uh, I'll do Black Panther first. Black Panther is an A-tier movie over Guardians. I enjoyed Black Panther. I know it was like a social commentary type of movie too, but I enjoyed it. Chadwick Boseman killed T'Challa, absolutely killed him. Michael B. Jordan killed Killmonger. I mean, in a literal sense, it was a phenomenal villain and hero. And at the same time, it's not even like it was a straight up villain. It's like he has Marvel as a phenomenal thing where they have villains with with excellent motivation. You couldn't. There's not many villains that you can find here without good motivation. There's a couple movies. You'll find them. You'll find a lot of them. But most of these, especially recent ones, have villains with high levels of motivation and reasons why they have to do what they do. And this reason, Killmonger's dad was murdered. Michael B. Jordan's dad was murdered in front of his face. No, not in front of his face, but he was murdered when he walked in when he was like 6 or 7, and he was living in Compton, the hood. I mean, when you think of hood, you think of Compton for a reason, right? Especially in the 80s and 90s, you thought of that for a reason. So, and the way he grew up, wanting revenge and wanting to just conquer and to just he knows what Wakanda has, so he wants to have that and be able to help the people, help his people. And I thought that was a great motivation because, I mean, to be fair, T'Challa's dad murdered him. I mean, hell, I would be mad too. And the fight scene, well, has some poor CGI. The ending was pretty good. It was pretty good. I liked it. I'm drinking too much water. Doctor Strange, S tier movie, in my opinion. It should be an A tier in most valid opinions, but I liked Doctor Strange. The best part about it was the cinematography. Phenomenal. Do you see all those special effects they used and how well they looked? I mean, that's peak special effects in almost any movie. That's when special effects are at their peak. When you spend 7, 8 figures on special effects, that's what it looks like. And they did it. They did it well too. I mean, I don't have anything else to say about it. Doctor Strange is such a great character. I like magic characters. I like Doctor Fate in DC universe. So I mean, I like it. Next, let's stop treading. Spider-Man: Homecoming would be an A tier movie. No, it's a B tier movie. I also like the villain for this one. Michael Keaton's Vulture. I like this one. Very relatable problems. Where in 2012, he was a construction guy and he got laid off because Stark was going to clean it up. I mean, those are their jobs. And they got laid off just because. So, I mean, they had to do something or they would have gone hungry. And they just stole the alien tech and sold it for weapons. I mean, it's somewhat of a relatable thing. But it was a good movie. I like Spider-Man in it. Iron Man was in it for like 11 minutes and got paid like 11 million or something. But I liked the movie. It was pretty good. Not better than the second one, but it was pretty good. Let me see. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 was a big stinky one. I hated Ego. I hated the fact that it was introduced that Star-Lord is like Ego's son in the same way. I mean, Kurt Russell played Ego well, but come on. It wasn't that good. That's all I'm going to say. I've got to get going. It's 22 minutes almost on the recording. So, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, less funny, less good, bad movie, whatever. Next one would be Ragnarok. High A tier. I'm not going to put it at S tier because I don't think usually standalone movies like this should be S tier unless, like, objectively speaking, Captain America: Winter Soldier is an S tier movie. We can all agree. Subjectively speaking, I think Doctor Strange is anywhere from a middle A, like right around here, to a high B. But I like him at S because I like Doctor Strange. But Ragnarok was great. I definitely like how they cut Thor's hair. Jesus, he needed it. He needed it. I like how the Hulk's in it, and he's a champion, doesn't want to leave and whatnot. And I like seeing God, what's his name from Jurassic Park? God, what's his name? Ian Malcolm from Jurassic Park. Oh God, what's his name? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The Grand Master. I like seeing the Grand Master. That was cool. Let me see. What else was good about it? Oh, Helena. Helena was great. I like the end scene a lot too. Not the end scene, but like when Loki finally like shows that he doesn't want to betray his brother, but actually wants to help him and wants to be brothers again. I thought it was so sweet and heartwarming, and I mean, quickly and nefariously destroyed by the next movie. If you don't know what that movie is, it is Avengers Infinity War. Okay, so Infinity War is the perfect amalgamation of every movie right here. Every movie to leading to this. It's the perfect except this one. The perfect amalgamation, right? The perfect come together and fight the biggest bad you can find. Thanos is the biggest bad you can find. Bigger than Galactus, honestly. And Galactus is one of the biggest threats in the universe, in the MCU, in the Marvel comics. And Thanos was great. The best villain they've ever had. Thanos had a reason. He had a motive. He was determined, and honestly, I think of this every day in my actual life. Thanos was right. We should get rid of half these people on this planet. They just don't deserve to be here. But that's beside the point, right? Thanos had a great plan. Game theory, MatPat showed it. That Thanos was right. That getting rid of half of everything was the smart idea to do because of overpopulation, because of lack of, lack of materials to feed or to support all that. I mean, he's right. And then the perfect storytelling where it's telling different stories all at the same time, but they're not giving one story too much screen time to take away from the rest. And then the end fight scene was incredible. When they went to Wakanda and fought, and then Thanos gets the stones, right? Snaps his fingers. I don't know if you heard the snap. I hope you didn't actually. It's kind of cringe, and whatnot. But it was great, and it's the best movie they've released by far. Here and by far. All right, so the next movie in this, I believe, is Ant-Man and the Wasp. It's supposed to happen before, but it was released a little after. D tier. It's better than Thor and Hulk, but it's a D tier movie. It was miserable. It was a bad watch. It made no sense. I mean, the villain's entire reason to fight could have been solved if she just worked with them in the first place. Why would you fight someone that was actually could help you? Right? What was the point? You literally got saved because their plan went through. It's such a dumb thing. My dog won't stop barking. But it was such a dumb movie plot. It was. I mean, you had Paul Rudd, who did great again in the role. It was funny. His friends were funny. It was just good. And at the end was good when you got stuck in the quantum tunnel because of the snap. That was great. It tied in very well. Of course, it was a Marvel movie. It had to tie in. But it was just overall like not a great movie. It really wasn't. Next would be Captain Marvel. It's a C tier. It's just average. You know, it was average. Okay, listen, I can't wholeheartedly. I don't know. I'll put it C tier. I'll put it high C tier, but I don't know if Iron Man 3 could stay that high then. I'll put Iron Man 3 down and below it because I actually think Captain Marvel was a better movie than Iron Man 3. The only thing I didn't like about Captain Marvel was they used the flashbacks too much. Now, I get it's important and it was supposed to tell the story, but they used it way too much, way too frequently. Like Man of Steel did flashbacks perfectly, where they showed oh Jesus Christ, oh never mind. They showed, you know, 3 or 4 flashbacks throughout the whole movie, but they were very impactful, and they led to, and they impacted the plot at that time. That's why they showed it. I think that was a great use of it. And I mean, it was just a C tier movie though. It was just average. And the next movie to almost end this saga would be not Infinity War, Endgame. Endgame was a very solid movie, but where do I rank it? Right here. It's like I said earlier, the first Avengers is the second best Avengers movie in my opinion. And Endgame just was a little bit of a letdown. I mean, the time travel plot was a little. They wasted the time. They wasted it. Let's be honest. I mean, the end was great when they all fought and, you know, Captain America wielded Mjolnir. I mean, that was pretty cool. Fat Thor, when I thought it was funny at first, but I really think it was just, like, dumb. I thought it was so dumb. I mean, he looked more realistic to what the Norse god Thor actually looked like. But, you know, yeah, I mean, I just didn't like it much. I did like Black Widow dying. That was morbid. Dying. I like that one. But it wasn't great. Okay, saying it wasn't great to a standard where it's an A tier, right? I mean, obviously, it was still a pretty remarkable and good movie, but it just wasn't what Infinity War set it up to be. Thanos loses all motivation. It's like being a sympathetic character in Infinity War to be like, I understand why. To be like, well, no, he's just you know, mean. He's just mean, really. He has no motivation rather than, well, you don't want my help? That's fine. I'll just kill all of you instead and remake the universe. Like, all right, bud. All right. That's pretty dumb. Way to stick to your moral compass, man. But anyways, C tier, or I mean, mid A tier. Far From Home. Not yeah. This is Far From Home. S tier. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna say it was an S tier. I'm biased. I like Spider-Man too much. I do. But I think this was a really, really good movie. Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio. Obviously, he probably stank. He probably stinks. He needs a shower. But he acted very well. Tom Holland. Everyone thought after Homecoming, Tom Holland was just a bad Spider-Man. But I actually think in this one, he was a very good Peter Parker and a very good Spider-Man. So I think that was just like a step up too, right? Obviously, you had more involvement with the Avengers now, and the whole idea that he has shoes to fill of Iron Man now that Tony's dead and Iron Man's dead. Spider-Man has to fill those shoes, and it's a lot of pressure, a lot of burden for a high school student to go through, and I understand. It was great. And then the very end where J.K. Simmons reprised the role as J. Jonah Jameson, the GOAT of the first trilogy, reprised it and said that it was Peter Parker. I thought that was so bold that you would reveal your biggest asset. Like, I thought that was so wild that they actually would just reveal Peter Parker's identity. Now, I do think that it gets reversed in No Way Home, and I can't wait to see it. But I thought it was incredible. Now, there are 2 movies missing. Black Widow. If I had to rank Black Widow would be a mid. It would be right above Iron Man 2. It would. I mean, it was an okay movie. It wasn't great. I didn't like it though. Just all right, I guess. The main villain's kind of trash. They advertised Taskmaster, but he just wasn't in the movie a lot. And if I had to, and another one is Shang Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. That, in my opinion, would be an S tier. That could also be right above Civil War or Winter Soldier. I thought Shang-Chi's first half with the martial arts was the best choreography and the best fight scenes that Marvel ever had. I mean, it was all practical. It was all real. I mean, the actor for Shang-Chi, I forgot his name. He literally just went on Twitter and said, hey, I should be Shang-Chi, right? And they're like, you're right. You're damn right. You should be Shang-Chi. It was great. I watched it with some friends, and it was actually better than I thought it would be. The second half was more action, more magic, but that's fine. Because Shang-Chi the Ten Rings are literal magic constructs. So that's fine. I thought when Shang-Chi finally gets the Ten Rings, it was incredible. The way I'm not going to like do anything, because obviously it's Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, but it was incredible. And the movie's been out for like, I'd say about a month and a half or so. Not on Disney Plus yet, so I get if you haven't watched it. So I won't say too much about it. But it was a great movie. You have to watch it again. So Shang-Chi would be right below Far From Home, or maybe even higher, but I don't think that. And then Black Widow would be right above Iron Man 2 and below Age of Ultron. So yeah, that's my list. It's been 33 minutes to be hell to edit, but I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.